Hello. Today we visit an old post from r/AskReddit to see what was your most interesting sleepwalking experience. Make sure to comment if you do anything funny when you sleep. With that, sit back and enjoy. My roommate once found me standing in front of the freezer door open, gnawing on a frozen bagel. When he asked me what I was doing, I told him to mind his ducking business and go back to Peru. He's never even been to Peru. As a witness to sleepwalking, I have seen some weird shit. When I was 10, me and my friend were camping out in the living room when we saw her naked dad walk to the dining room, lift up the table and piss. He wasn't asleep. My camping story? I went with a group of friends to the campsite's secret kitchen food stash and had a small meal. I suddenly got tired, said, "I'm going back to my tent," and I left. I lay down in my sleeping bag, and just poured sweat for half an hour. I blinked and my friends appeared shaking me. I'd climbed a tree. Turns out I went to my tent, eyes closed, but had a dream where I was still in the kitchen. In my sleep, I said, "I'm going back to my tent," but in reality, I was in the tent. So I started sleepwalking to the forest nearby and climbed a tree. My friends followed me the entire way, and apparently I was spouting nonsense about me not bullshitting and the Illuminati. My boyfriend tends to sleepwalk, sleep talk. One night I was abruptly awoken by being squeezed repeatedly around my waist. This wasn't some cute hug thing, oh no. He had propped me up into a sitting position and was squeezing me so hard it knocked the air out of me. He kept repeating, "You're choking. You're choking." Once he calmed down and woke up, we realized that he had been trying to give me the Heimlich maneuver. On another occasion I got to listen to him having a conversation with himself as follows: "Mayday. Mayday. Come in, ambulance, this is helicopter. Helicopter, this is ambulance. What is your situation?" My boyfriend and I used to sleepwalk, not so much anymore, but every once in a while I can get him to sleep talk, and he told me when he was younger his mom woke up to him calling for her. She ran upstairs to his room and he wasn't there, but she heard him calling for her again. She looked out the window and saw him walking around outside butt naked. I was sleeping in a hotel room with my parents and I got up and started scratching at the window trying to get out. My dad told me to go back to bed and I walked over and did like a bicep flexing pose and yelled, "You're just jealous because I am beating you." Another time I pulled my mattress off my bed frame and I woke up in the morning sleeping on the box spring. The mattress was on the floor. I walked over to my mom and said, "If we were in an Asian country we could sell our teeth." I have a lot more. Edit. Alright. I would do body weight squats at the foot of my bed at this camp one was at. I woke myself up doing squats on a separate occasion. My first noted sleepwalking episode ever, I shuffled into my parents' room with my hands cupped in front of me, said, "I have 3 cups of sand," and turned around and went back to bed. Mostly I find these things out from when I have to share a room with someone, but I've woken up on a bare mattress with my sheets crumpled in the hallway, or the things on my dresser all messed up, so I know I do it then too. Similar to you, one time I was in the hotel room with my parents and I got up and left the room, and clicked the elevator button and waited there until my dad came and got me. I was in my boxers, 12, about to wander into the Excalibur lobby in Las Vegas at like 6 a.m. When I got back in, my dad told me to go to bed, to which I argued saying, "Christy, my sister would get mad." My sister wasn't there, so I slept in bed with my mom and dad. I don't sleepwalk, but my little brother does. One time, I was in the kitchen for a late night snack, like 3 a.m. and I hear my brother coming up the stairs. He was sleepwalking. He always squints really hard when he's doing it, so I knew what was going on. He's walking towards the kitchen bathroom, so I figure he's going to sleepwalk a piss or something. Nope. He walks into the garage and starts peeing on the hood of my dad's car. I go in there and I say, "Brother, what the duck are you doing?" His reply was hilarious. "Merry-go-round." He finishes, pulls up his underwear, but not his shorts, and Penguin walks back downstairs. My buddy sleepwalks. When we were roommates I found him sleeping next to a half-eaten steak one morning. He's a vegetarian. Nature finds a way. I was beginning to suspect my daughter was a sleepwalker until this happened. Now I'm convinced. One night while I was watching a movie at my desk in my bedroom, and my daughter had been sleeping soundly in my bed for a few hours, she always sneaks in my bed. She suddenly woke up and started farting with the force of 1,000 suns. I paused my movie and asked if she needed to go to the bathroom. She stared at me blankly and started bouncing her legs up and down. I knew something horrible was imminent, so I got up from my chair and helped her from the bed. Rather than use the ensuite bathroom, which was several feet from her, she instead rushed out of the bedroom and ran across the hall to the main floor toilet. She whipped her pants down, sat on the toilet, and then let out a deep sigh. As I watched in shock and horror, she unleashed a torrent of loud farts that echoed throughout the toilet bowl. The ferocity of the gas explosion made me simultaneously wince in discomfort, yet smile with pride. Disturbingly though, her expression didn't change. She just stared forward with a blank look on her face while her explosive farts tested the structural integrity of the toilet. As the onslaught subsided, I asked her if she was okay, and this was her response. "I can't fart too loud. My bunnies are sleeping and I don't want to wake them." I then asked her if she was finished, at which point she hopped off the toilet and said, "I didn't poop, I just really had to fart." She then proceeded to wipe, wash her hands, and then curiously ball up 2 handfuls of toilet paper and throw them in the garbage. I don't know why she did that. After she was finished, she ran back to bed, curled up and started snoring before she had finished pulling up the blankets and getting herself comfortable. I kissed her goodnight but also asked her about the bunnies, to which she replied, with eyes closed, "Daddy, we don't have any bunnies, just a dog and 2 kitty cats." That's a nice story and all, but I think we all know that girls don't fart. I have heard that somewhere around puberty girls learn how to stop farting by transforming their gaseous emissions into emotional outbursts. My daughter is only 5 and farts like a trucker, so I will have to get back to you in about 8 years to confirm if this is true. In the middle of the night, this is my father's account, not my own. He was up late waiting for my older brother to come home from a concert. I came running through the upstairs hall and down the stairs. I mean full on cheetah mode. On my way, I am hitting everything. I mean each step I take I am throwing my fists at whatever is closest. By the time I reached the kitchen my fists were cut up and I started tossing things off the counter. My dad had to grab me and pin me to the wall before I got to the cabinet I was beelining for, which had all of our glasses in. I woke up with my dad pinning me to the wall, at which point I waited up with him for my brother to arrive, then went back to sleep. Another time, the whole house woke up to my brother, same one, yelling. We ran to his room, thinking he was hurt, to find him standing in his boxers in the center of the room, holding his mattress straight up. Still no explanation on that one. TLDR, smashing glasses and holding mattresses. The TLDR sounds like it could be an amazing album name. I had an ex that occasionally had to take Ambien for insomnia, but it always made her do weird stuff in her sleep. Most of the time she would just say weird shit or get up in the middle of the night, walk into the bathroom, and then fall asleep on the floor. One night I wake up and she has pulled the covers off of me and has proceeded to stick mini marshmallows all over my body as I slept. In her sleep she had gotten up, gone to the kitchen, gotten the bag of mini marshmallows, put them in the microwave to heat them up, and then came back to the bedroom and started sticking them on me. I woke up and then woke her up. She had no clue what she was doing, but there had to have been at least 20 mini marshmallows on my chest and face. Run. Now. She is a cannibal that wanted to make a human s'more. I once woke up and found myself pissing all over my laptop. I wasn't really sleepwalking, I guess, but I did manage to pull down my pants and aim my stream off the bed all in my sleep. I was so shocked to see what I was doing that by the time I had fully processed it, I had already unleashed my very full bladder all over my very unfortunately placed laptop. Don't worry, my laptop made a full recovery and I'm actually using it right now to type all this. Is it a Mac or a PC? I grew up sleepwalking, but never paid much attention to it because I would just wake up in another room and go back to bed. One hot sticky summer night when I was around 15 I was dreaming and started to hear yelling. I opened my eyes and I was in the bread aisle of a grocery store and people were yelling at me. I soon realized I was not in fact dreaming and completely butt-ass naked. For whatever reason in my panic state, grabbed a loaf of bread and ran home. Until I was 15, my younger brother and I shared a bedroom and we had bunk beds. I had the top bunk. One night, I dreamt that I was skydiving, but my chute didn't open. I hit the ground, but wasn't injured, so I brushed myself off and got onto the next plane to do it again. The next morning, I walk into the kitchen to complain about a sore arm, and they bust out laughing as they tell me what happened that night. They heard me shout out, "That's it, here we go." and they came into the bedroom to see what the duck was going on. There they see me launch off the top bunk, scream, "Geronimo," and land on the floor. I laid there for a few seconds, stand up, brush myself off and mutter, "God damn it, I have to ducking do it again," and climb back into bed. I have an abundance of small ones, I guess. I used to take all of the covers off of my bed and put them in other rooms of my house when I was in high school. I would regularly wake up at 1 or 2 in the morning and hop in the shower, only to be told by my sister to go back to bed. In college, I would frequently throw myself out of bed in the middle of the night because I thought I was missing class. I talk in my sleep a lot, and it's usually swearing really loudly or explaining my often very boring dreams to people. I kicked the guardrail on my lofted bed so that it was dangling on one end one night when I was asleep. I was sleeping on my stomach with both of my arms under my pillow, and both of my arms were asleep, so I couldn't hook it back on. I was trying, still asleep, to fix it, when my roommate offered to fix it for me, to which I replied, "That would be slam bang perfecto," a phrase my friends still use. With that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching all the way until the end, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you do anything weird when you sleep. If you want to continue to watch my content, click the video up above. Until next time.